Wow. I didn't expect that, Rob, but I appreciate that.
It's breaking news.
And it kind of is. I mean, the New York Post had
You're
a report.
so big time, Chris, that it was in the New York Post.
I mean, I'm here in New York, so, maybe that has something to do with it. But the New York Post wrote about a week and a half ago that I will be leaving The Odd Couple. And we really haven't addressed it. We had a few callers, Rob, call in.
Right.
And, say stuff. And I just thanked them. They praised the show and all that. But I am officially announcing that I am indeed leaving The Odd Couple. It is true. After what, Rob? 6 years.
6 full-time years, yeah.
Yep. And then probably another year maybe, or 6 months. 6 months to a year of doing it on weekends.
Weekend show, right.
Yes, I will be leaving The Odd Couple. My last day is next Friday, September 13th.
Can you see my glasses getting filled with water?
It is tough. It's a tough announcement to make. But, again, and for those, I don't know, Rob, were there rumors that we got beef or we got tension?
I'm sure there's some of that. Yeah. It could be further from the truth.
Right. I mean, I shared this with Rob and the executives at Fox Sports Radio and iHeartRadio in January when I finished my new contract with FS1, and told them that after this contract for the radio show was over, I would not be continuing. So Rob has known this for months, and we were able to keep it quiet, Rob. That's a testament to us for this long.
It's amazing, Chris, for that long, since
about
January.
8 months or something, like whatever that is.
Yeah, that's a long time.
And it's basically I'm just leaving to focus on television. People know I'm one of the co-hosts along with Nick Wright and Kevin Wiles of First Things First on FS1. And I've been doing that and The Odd Couple for the past 2 or 3 years. And it's a long grind. It's not undoable, of course, but it's a long grind. Basically been working from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Friday. And so it's a complete lifestyle move. My daughters are adults now. They're out of the house. My wife and I are empty nesters. And we just want to have more time to hang out together, Rob, and have fun. And so that is a part of it. As you know, and many people know, I also run a national Christian men's organization called the King Movement. I will have more time to work on that and build that. And, just some other individual things I'm going to want to do with my time. But I will say this, Rob. I hope that occasionally I will be a guest on The Odd Couple. And whenever you guys need me, I like to pop on and share my opinion with you. But our as Rob knows, I'm just saying this really for the listeners, we've been friends 32 years.
Yes.
And that is not changing. We will still be in touch with one another, obviously, and talking. And when he comes to New York, hanging out and things like that, or when I'm in LA. So there were no issues whatsoever with Rob and me. So anybody that's thinking that or putting that out there, you can put that to rest. I do also, Rob, want to thank some people. And I want to start with Don Martin, who's the executive vice president of iHeartRadio, and Scott Shapiro, the senior vice president of iHeart and Fox Sports Radio. Because, Rob, they discovered us. And first of all, I'll say this about Don and Scott. When I first left ESPN and went to Fox Sports Radio, I had not done much radio. I had filled in here and there with Stephen A. Smith, or
but you never
I was
had
on Mike
show.
and Mike in the morning. Right, never had my own show. And a part of me coming to Fox Sports Radio was that I would do radio. And I started on the weekends with various people, Brian Noe and some other people. And then Mark Willard, yes, who we both worked with.
Yep.
And Don Martin I had a podcast at the time for FS1 called In the Zone, and I had you on as a guest. And Don Martin heard it and loved it and was like, why aren't you two doing radio together? And he was like, I think you guys would be great on radio. And he, started us out on the weekends, doing it once a week. And then it went well, and as they thought it would, but they had to test it. And then 6 years ago, we became a daily show. And Rob, we think we are the first two African-American men, right, to have a nationally syndicated radio show. You had the two live stews. They were only on in about 20 markets or so.
Right.
And we're in nearly 400.
And
I
Chris,
think you had Jamel and Mike Hill, Jamel Smith and Mike Hill, or Jamel Hill and Michael Smith, but they weren't.
I don't think they had a radio show.
They did the TV show, so they didn't do radio. So yeah, I think that's an achievement.
And the other thing too, Chris, just not to stop you, I want you to continue, but also, like most of the time when they put guys on, somebody's an athlete or something.
Right.
And we're two journalists, black journalists, who have never been given this opportunity, and neither one of us. I mean, I've done radio for a long time, but you know me, I'm a sports writer.
Right.
Is my trade, and that's what you are. We're both.
Yep.
If we had to pick something, right, we spent more time as writers,
sports reporters, absolutely,
right? As writers than we have any other job, even though we do TV and we do radio. So that was the unique thing, and you know what, Don, you're right. Don and Scott, they came together, put us on, and that was quick because I don't think we did the Sunday show for 6 months. It was when they decided to give us a full-time show, and we're thankful. But
absolutely,
go ahead, Chris. I don't want to stop.
And but yeah, I want to thank those two, Scott and Scott. We go back to ESPN, and he did put me on Mike and Mike a lot. And so, yeah, Scott, Shapiro, Don Martin, just other executives, Jay, Casa, Violante, Rob. He, of course, as you know, he did the Open that everybody hears every night. Right.
He put it together. Bob, the big voice, is the one who voices it.
Yep. And so we want to thank them. Of course, DJ Alex Teichert and Mary and Mighty Mark Ramsey and Rob G, who is a terrific producer.
We're lucky. We're lucky.
We are. He's phenomenal, and we couldn't have a better producer. As DJ Alex Teichert is great when he's here on the ones and the twos. But all the update guys, Steve DeSager, who's fantastic, Brian Finley, Isaac Lowenkron, Nick Cope, of course, the great Elijah Sabunia, Sagar Patel, who backs him up. But all the people, Rob, at iHeart and Fox Sports Radio, and if I missed anyone, it was an accident, and I apologize. But I just want to thank you guys. I also want to thank Rob, Fox Sports Radio, for, as this show, it's the odd couple. And even though we're great friends, we are different. And I appreciate Fox Sports Radio and iHeart allowing me to just be me. I'm a person that takes my faith very seriously. It's in the freaking open of our show, and I respect iHeart for doing that. A lot of places wouldn't do that. And so I think that's great. And really, Rob, a testament. You and I, we've been a lot of places. And I think we both would say, since we've been there at Fox Sports, they allow you to be you, and you and I, we talk about different issues from our own perspective. People we've worked with on television, you had the Shannon Sharps of the world and progressive people voices, and you've had the Jason Whitlocks of the world on Fox Sports. And so who's a right-wing voice. And so I like that and appreciate that at Fox Sports Radio and even FS1, where they really allow you to be who you are. And so, like I said, signing off within the next 2 weeks. September 13th will be my last day. But it's been great, Rob. And most importantly, I want to thank you for being a great friend and a great partner. We've had some wonderful times. I think you brought out the best of me. You got me singing Good Times and Jefferson's.
That's one of our classic moments. I don't care what anybody says.
That is. And So, man, thank you. And I know you'll have success with, going forward. And so I'm looking forward to listening to you on the radio for many, many more years.
Well, let me say this, and I'm not going to, and 877-99 on Fox, anytime today you want to talk to Chris and throw him his flowers because he deserves it. And the Odd Couple is not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere, but I'm going to say the last 6 years. And Chris, you know I've been done radio for a long time. I had some great partners in Detroit, Stoney and Mark Wilson, and Brandon Tierney in New York was a partner of mine. But the last 6 years were history-making, record-setting, and we've put a stamp on radio. The Odd Couple brand, Chris, franchise, whatever you want to call it, is real. And we both did that. And that's always hard to do in radio. And chemistry is the hardest thing, guys, in radio, chemistry. You could put a lot of people together. But and we know this because we have friends who are in the business and out of the business who have told us time and time again, Chris, you guys have a great radio show. You guys really, really sound like, like a show, and you're different and it's never the same. And I want to thank you for the last 6 years. Of course, we've known each other longer than that, but the last 6 years. And the same thing, I think you bring the best out of me. Sometimes it could be wild and crazy, and I could be mad at you like a brother. You know what I mean?
Right.
But the one thing that we never did was we never let it get beyond that it's a radio show. And I could be mad, and Chris could be mad at me. And even in the studio, the behind-the-scenes people would be like, Mom and Dad are fighting. When we go at it.
Right.
But it was the passion of it, Chris.
Right.
That's what it was.
And that's one thing that made the show great was the passion.
Right. Like we didn't mail it in, and we didn't let anybody come on the show and say anything. But I like 877-99 on Fox. We will take your phone call.
Yep,
but Chris, I'm going to miss you. I mean, I am. We'll move forward. Everybody else is sticking around. You're the big TV star. We'll just slum it on the radio. But no, but for real, we would not have. I would not be where I'm at today. And I have signed a new contract, multi-year to stay at Fox. I'm very happy here.
On that.
Thank you. And Chris is right. We work for great bosses who let us be us. Not once I've been called to the principal's office. And Chris, you know that when we worked at other places, that wasn't always the case.
Yep, absolutely. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right.
But that's it. I would just say thank you, Chris. Thank you. I wish you well. I understand why you're doing this, a better life. You and Crystal spend time together, have dinner together. You don't have to eat in between commercial breaks at night.
Which is what I do.
No, I get it.
Every night.
So we want to hear from you.
Yeah.
Throw Chris his flowers. This is okay. This is okay today, Chris. I want you to hear from the people. Okay.
877-99 on Fox. And let me throw this out, Rob, before I go, and I'm just going to put it out there so it's on the record. In talking with Don and Scott, about this, they said, hey, if whether something happens or positive, negative, whatever, I always have a home at Fox Sports Radio. And so you never know. I'm still a young man. All right, so I may
come back when I retire.
Hey, I'm putting it out there that they have said I always have a home at Fox Sports Radio, so you never know. But and I'm gonna turn it over to Rob.
So, Chris, it's funny. It's a Magic City Monday. I was at Magic City in Atlanta on Friday on
no surprise
Saturday night.
There. They give you free food. All this publicity.
No free food.
We give them really.
They
do you eat lemon pepper wings?
There, good
or
stuff.
Anything.
But Chris, people are like, well, who's going to be the new co-host and all this? We don't know about all that just yet. But Chris, I promise you, I'm thinking about this, that if the next co-host is black, we're going to rename the show The Black Odd Couple. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we the Black Odd Couple. You trying to say I ain't black?
Just
There's a lot
bit,
of that. A lot of questioning of people's racial identities nowadays.
All right, here we go, Chris. We got some calls. Let's go. John in Miami. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. Give some love to Chris. What's up?
I called to give my love to Chris. I'm a J1 listener. I listen every night for the past 6 years. I think you guys are great. I'm originally from New Jersey, so I grew up in Hoboken, and I used to read your column, Rob, when I was in high school, so I appreciate you, and I'm really a Rob guy. Chris, I got to tell you, I called to give you your flowers, but I got to tell you, I was not on board with you on lots of your sports opinions, but the show has turned my opinion on Chris Broussard.
Wow.
Chris, I'm a man of faith as well. You are going to be missed. I can tell you that right now. You actually turned me around, and I think I'm going to miss you. So I just called to give you that props a little bit. And one more thing. My favorite all-time moment on the show was when you guys, I believe it was the first year, were giving each other Christmas gifts, and you gave Chris some black Jordans that he did not like.
The Bordens, yeah.
Yes, that is going to live on in my brain forever. You guys are blessed. I wish you guys all the best. Rob, I will continue to listen until they take you off the radio.
I appreciate that. Thank you,
John.
so much.
Really appreciate that, man. As a going away present, I got to be honest, I'm expecting a pair of Bordens from Rob in the mail any day now.
That ain't happening. Mark, our man Mark in Sacramento. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio.
Wow.
Mark.
How you guys doing? Hey, Chris. Hey, Rob.
What's up, man?
How are you
doing? Good to hear from you.
Pretty good. First of all, I want to say it's been a pleasure over the last 6 years, and I've been here since day one. Listening to both you guys, just not just about sports, but a lot of things, Chris. I want to give you some props for all the stuff you do for young black men around this country. How you speak, not just about sports, but a lot of things both you guys are into. And you guys don't get enough credit for that. So I want to give it to you before you leave. And because it's been a pleasure educating you on basketball over the last 6 years.
You knew that was coming, Chris. There you go.
I knew that was coming. I knew it.
No doubt. Hey, Mark.
It's only right. It's only right.
But I wish you the best in all you do going forward. And I'll be listening and correcting you, even though you can't hear me. I'll still be yelling at my TV about how wrong you are.
All right. Thank
you, Mark. It's been great having you call in all these years, man.
He has. He's been here since day one, Chris, for sure.
I think when we were on weekends, probably.
Sundays, yep. We were doing a Sunday show. Chili Tim in Atlanta. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up? I'm glad you got in.
What up, Rob? What up, Newt? My brother.
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good, Rob. I didn't know you were here Friday night, man. That must have been all that commotion that was going on downtown.
Hey, Tim, you didn't need Rob dragging you to the houses of ill repute. You know?
Oh, of course, yeah. I told you, he was the guy that slapped the track out of my hand. I do believe. No, man. But Chris, man, what can I say, man? So many ways, my brother in the bond, my brother in the faith.
Yep.
I've always respected you. I remember back on ESPN where you said some things and people kind of attacked you, and I was like, really, with you all.
Is that Chris or me? Oh, go ahead.
Both for different reasons. Right.
I think you know what I'm talking about, but it was different, and beliefs and stuff. And I remember, and I was like, man, I was glad, to see you, bounce back and hang in there. And so, man, I appreciate, what you do, speaking out and being a positive role model in our community, man. And now you're going to have time to, get Nick Wright ready, so he can quit embarrassing himself at the cookout. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But, no, man, I appreciate you guys and, everything you do, man. You just such a, a lot of people talk about, want you to, talk about who they are, but it's different when you see a person day in and day out, and that makes all the difference to me, So, and Rob, whoever you bring in, man, let them know, man, they're falling a legend, so we won't be taking it easy on them. You know what I'm saying?
No. Anybody
I know Rob won't take it easy on them either.
Right, you know that. I mean, no doubt. There's a tradition to uphold here on the Odd Couple, what we expect. So thank you, Chili Tim.
Chris,
man. All right, thank you. Thank you, Tim. We appreciate it. We're gonna go to break, but hold on. We'll take more calls the next segment.
Yep,
if you want to hit us up, 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. You can call in now. But here's Steve DeSager with the update. Steve.
Hello, gentlemen. Dodgers
Steve,
are up. Yes,
Steve, we're going to miss Chris. Were you shocked by the news, or did you?
I was not shocked. Like you mentioned, the post reference early. I just wondered where, because I saw you both on the schedule for today. I said something's going to be up, so I'm glad we got the announcement. And like Rob, I look forward to the Black Odd Couple.
That's right.
The Dodgers are up.
We're taking your calls on this iteration of the Odd Couple. Ending in a couple of weeks, so we're taking your calls on the show, and
then we got a call here. Don in Burbank, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. Don, you got something to say to Chris?
You know what? All I got to say is I've been
hold on.
This
is Don Martin.
This is Don Martin who discovered the Odd Couple.
Yes.
God bless you. That's all I'm going to say is you will be missed, number one. Number two, I completely get what you're doing. Number three, and we're not going to announce it till later, but I'm replacing you as the second part of the Odd Couple. Now it's going to really be odd, Chris.
That is an odd couple. That's definitely an odd couple.
No. Rob and I spoke earlier today, and all I can say is God bless you. And I know I'm listening to everybody talk about you, and first and foremost, I need everybody that's listening to understand, when in life you get to choose what you do, you made it, okay? Yeah. Chris got an opportunity to find out exactly how important life is and everything else away from some of this stuff, and he's still fortunate enough to be doing TV too. I'm going to miss him, but I'm not going to miss him because I'm still going to watch him like the last caller said. I'm still going to correct him every time I can. but more importantly, this is when I know this man has sealed his legacy, okay? He is at a point in his life where he's an incredible husband, an incredible father. He's a great professional, and he went from doing all kinds of things to settling in and being so big that he got to choose his path. All I can say is God bless you. I hope everybody gets that chance one day.
No, thank you, Don. I really appreciate those words, and you've been in my corner from day one. We've had a lot of conversations, and I really appreciate it. All your support and guidance over these last several years. And again, I mean, taking a chance on me and then taking a chance on Rob and me, and putting us together on radio. So, and you said it. I mean, I thought it was a good podcast. I didn't know, but you said it's something there, and you were right on the money. So we really appreciate you.
Well, the interesting part about that is I've had a chance to do this for a long time. I sat across my desk with two guys who never wore a jock, and I know they're going to say they did, but who never wore a jock and played at a professional level, but yet they were always relegated to being in the second chair, and I never got why. And we're like, you know what, why don't we put the two of you together and not have a chair? You guys just go and do the Odd Couple. And I'm going to tell you, the last 6 years, first of all, I can't believe it's been 6 years. I'll be honest with you. Secondly, 6 are the best years, guys. 6 are the best. And the one thing that I promise you, the Odd Couple name will continue. I don't care what anybody says. That's you guys built way too much on this legacy for this name. Scott and I talk about it all the time. And I'm telling you, have not been, and have had an opportunity, guys. We work with a lot of very talented people. Have never, in all the years I've been doing this, 30 years with iHeart, that I've been more proud of a duo than the two of you.
Oh, that's nice.
Thank you. That
really is nice, Don.
That means a lot. That means a lot.
It does.
Well, I mean it from the heart. I mean, and I'm going to echo what the last guy said. I know you're a God-fearing man, and I'm telling you, just keep yourself going in the right directions, and everything else is going to take care of itself. We got your partner. We'll take care of him. He still has a little bit more to do, and we will. And here's the other thing I'm going to leave you with too. Once you're part of this family, you're family for life. I don't care what you do.
You ever need anything, we're here for you because you are that kind of a person. And yes, I agree. You two have entertained America unlike any duo I have ever seen in all the years I've been doing this.
Wow. Thank you, Don.
Thanks,
Thank
Don.
you. And so don't be surprised when I call.
Yeah, right.
And, I'm ready to.
Oh, we don't.
Chris who?
Chris who? We're kind of expecting you to make some cameos on this show.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
yes.
absolutely.
This is always going to be your home. You can do all that Fox TV stuff as long as you want. This will always be your home.
All right, I love it. Well, thanks for calling in, Don. And
all
thanks
the
for
love
everything.
and respect, man. All the love and respect in the world. Take care of yourself. Don't be a stranger. Rob, we're going to have another announcement later, but you just ride this out and have a great time. All you listeners out there, please give this man a call and tell him how much he's meant to you. Have a great, great rest of the holiday, guys.
Thank you, Don.
Thank you, Don.
Thanks for calling in on the holiday for you, Chris. Beautiful. Let's squeeze in, Chris, a couple more calls, and we're just going to let people call in.
Yeah,
we talked about this earlier. Swade,
because our show's always been about callers.
Callers. We've talked about that when we decided to do this show, Chris, that we would not just talk to each other for 3 hours, and the callers are very important to our show. Swade in Memphis, you're on the Odd Couple. What's up, Swade?
Man, what's going on? Hey, this is one of the best shows I've ever listened to. It's probably one of the reasons that I even kept my subscription. But I want to tell Chris, since we do share our first names, you're one of the first guys that I remember on ESPN that wasn't hating on LeBron, and I've been a Miami Heat fan since 1994. But with you, man, I like to say that you have a unique cultured swagger, because I can put you in a room of Fortune 500 CEOs. I can take you to any church in America, but then you're also invited to the barbecue. So one of the first things, one of the first things that I noticed about you were, your takes were always calculated, and you always backed them up with facts. And so that alone helped me to become a fan. But now I'm sad because I call in every now and then, and I always tease Rob about the cornball quote, and y'all always let me have it for that. But again, man, I wish you all the blessings and luck in the world, and continue to do what you do, man. And nobody could hate on you for choosing your life and choosing your family. So again, I'll still be listening. Rob, man, you're awesome as well.
Thank you,
and I'm
buddy.
going to miss you two talking together. So enjoy, man.
No doubt.
Thank you,
Thanks,
man.
Swade.
I appreciate those
Appreciate
words, man. Really do. That means a lot. And from all you guys, it's great to hear from you. 877-99 on Fox.
I got one more, Chris.
You want to keep them?
One more. Keep them
okay,
going.
one more. Yeah, we'll keep the calls coming
Yep.
for the next segment as well.
Yep. Eric in Texas, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Eric?
What's up, Rob? What's up, Chris? How you guys doing?
We're
Doing
good,
great.
man. How are you?
I'm great, man. Honestly, I just gotta say this. I'm a 26-year-old black man, and I just gotta say, like, y'all truly serve as inspiration for me. Like, I'm genuinely working towards being a sports talk show radio host. So, Chris, Rob, I just want to let y'all know, like, y'all are genuinely influencing the next generation. I'm truly, like, heartbroken that Chris is leaving. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I felt like a deep sadness when y'all broke the news.
Right.
But just thank you, but truly thank you for serving as inspiration for me and the whole next generation. And man, Chris, Mazel tov, congrats on all your success and your continued success. And, man, thank you. Truly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Thank you, man. We appreciate that. And
that's nice, Chris.
That's
nice.
one thing both of us, Rob, want to do. And you've done a lot of things to work for the next generation of black sports writers, reporters, and not even just black. But there's been a lack of that. So we do focus on that. But for all young sports writers and reporters and broadcasters, we definitely want to help.
Instead, we got Scott from Sherman Oaks. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Scott?
Chris and Rob, is this the Odd Couple? Is this really you?
Scott
This is our
Shapiro,
boss.
what's up, brother? How are you?
First time, long time, fellas. And what an honor. What an honor coming on today. Chris finally says he's leaving, and now they invite me on. Finally, I get the invite.
I know.
It's great to have you on, and I appreciate you, Scott. You probably heard me earlier, but I mean, you brought me here from ESPN and gave me a chance, and I appreciate all of that.
Of course, guys. Honestly, it's been a pleasure listening to today's show. It's heartfelt. It's emotional. But you know what? It's a celebration of what you guys have built. It's been a tremendous legacy for these 6 years, and that's why, just as Don said previously, The Odd Couple is going to live on because you guys grew this show so much over these years. It would be criminal to take away something that the fans love, listeners enjoy listening to on a daily basis. The show has been a tremendous success. And I'll tell you, Rob, when Chris called to resign, you're never in this position like when somebody calls and said, all right, I'm walking away. But Chris did it with such class. You want to hate somebody who resigns, but he makes it impossible because he does it with such dignity. And that's how he called many months ago to say that he was going to be stepping away.
No, thank you, Scott. It was tough. It was a tough decision, and it's still tough. Because sometimes you get in the middle of something and you don't. Sometimes, Rob, you don't appreciate or know the impact you're having on people. And then even like just out and about, you'll hear people, say, a lot of people. I mean, I have people say they see me on TV, but just as many people say The Odd Couple. And some think it's a TV show because they see it on social media and stuff anyway. So it's definitely been a tough decision, but just something, I thought was best for me and my family.
And I'll say this.
You guys have made, go on, Rob.
I'm just going to say this. I honestly, Scott, as much as I enjoyed working for Fox and appreciative that I'm going to be continuing and for years to come, but I thought about, could Chris and I get to the point where I actually reach retirement? That's how good I thought our show was, how great our chemistry was, that there was a chance that we could make the run all the way till the end. Chris, I thought about that. Like,
I think Scott's
retired.
the boss, but I definitely think it could have.
Well, I'll tell you guys have made a difference in people's lives. This is at the end of people's work days as they're going home to their families. Everyone's got issues that they're sorting through, and you provided a smile across the country. And, we don't take this lightly because listeners invested their time with you every single day. Why? Because you entertained them. You made them think. The pairing of the two of you, it's magic through the speakers. And you guys have a contagious energy where, if people listen to you once, it's hard to turn away from that radio because the dynamic, when the two of you guys are doing playful debate, and that's the thing, like you guys would go at each other on sports topics. You'd disagree a ton, but you could hear the smile through the speakers, and you could know, even before we put this on YouTube, you knew that you guys were smiling. You were having fun going at each other, debating, and that's what made the chemistry between you two so entertaining.
Yep. No, I appreciate that, Scott. And that's true, Rob. I mean, even though we went at it really hardcore, and like you said earlier, the thing that allowed us to never let it affect our friendships, we never made it personal.
Never personal.
It was always just the topic, the sports or whatever. And that's the way you should do it. Because we've seen, Rob, duos.
We've seen
Scott,
the shows.
You have too.
Yeah, Scott's seen it up close.
People don't end up talking to each other anymore, and so,
hey, Scott, thanks for calling in. We're going to be up against it real quick.
Yes.
But thanks so much.
Thank you, Scott.
Yep.
Congrats, guys. Chris, enjoy these last 2 weeks. It's been a pleasure. Have fun with this.
Thank you, brother. Thank you very much.